to Smiling Souls. Hey, Wendy, how you doing?
Hey, better now that we got power back on.
Uh-oh. How long were you out?
2.5 hours
Oh,
last
okay.
night. It's 6 degrees.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Came back on. Thank goodness. Came
Yep.
back on. That, and I have peppermint mocha nut pod creamer.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so good. That
Mm-hmm.
and, earlier this week, was it Monday? Was it Tuesday? I don't remember. Was the guided sanctuary session for Peaceful Pages
Mm-hmm.
Collective. And that
Yep.
was so soothing and powerful and fun. And so I'm still like basking in that energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. So for me, well, first off, Mr. Gabriel and I went to see Mo Rocca
I saw that and
speak.
I'm like, Mo Roca, I can't remember. And then I saw his picture. I was like, oh yeah, I love him.
You know Mo. He
I
signed my
know.
book and everything. So I'm super excited about that. Gabriel,
That's
during our
amazing.
like 5 seconds to say hello to Mo, Gabriel proceeded to babble to him like nonstop. And it was really funny because Mo was like trying to pay attention while he's writing, and he's like,
Kid.
and Gabe says something about being kid and having to work hard, and Mo's just like, wait. Like Mo and I both stopped at the same moment and went,
Wait, what?
what? You have to work hard? And Gabe's like, no. And then Mo's like trying to figure it out. He was like, like, are you talking about like a long time ago? And Gabe just kind of like got all confused. And
Like
I
a
was like,
past life?
yeah. I was like, did you just confuse yourself, like talking to Mo Rocca? And I think he did. I think he did. I think like the thoughts were just swirling, and he really
He
needed.
was excited.
Yeah, he was excited, but it just cracked me up. I was like, "Yep, that's my kid. That's
I was so jealous once I figured out who it was. I'm like, oh my
I know,
God.
I know." And it's
Love
so
him.
funny because I mean, like, love him from things like Wait, Don't Tell Me, and um the other things that he does for CBS and whatnot. But back in the early 2000s, my
Yeah.
roommates and I used to watch like oh, we used to watch this show on VH1 that was all like,
Each one.
it was like shoot, Cheryl even commented, but it was like week in review, and then there was also like the 80s one, and like they would look back,
80s
and
one.
Mo was one of the main guys,
That's
and
how I know him. I love that. Oh my
and there
God.
was another comedian that I was in love with. My friend was in love with Mo, and I was in love with the other comedian who was clearly super gay, but who cares? And
Whatever. Naughty.
naughty, I'm naughty today. But yeah, so that was our excitement. And then yesterday I had my second workshop for the, or my third workshop for the Awaken
Oh
Your
yeah.
Inner Radiance creative workshop.
On the full
And it
moon.
was a full moon, so I pulled in full moon energy, and we like, for our creative thing, we did a meditation around that, and um then we created beautiful mandalas based on our word that we brought through, that was like the thing we wanted more of.
That's
I
beautiful.
wrote faith. Well, actually, so when I did it during the day, I faith was the word that came to me. But all the other words had also popped in, like that the other women said, like peace and joy and freedom was one of the words. And it was really funny because as we're talking and making the mandala, because I'm talking, everybody else was just working. I I write the F for faith. My brain was thinking faith. Freedom is what I wrote. And I started laughing, and
Oh
that was one
well.
of the other women's words. And
There are no mistakes.
she says, well, and because it was faith in the sense of like trust that everything's going to happen the way it's going to happen, right?
Yep. Yep.
And so she goes, well, maybe it's all connected. And I was like, yes, it definitely is. I'm like, all of those words kind of popped into my brain
100%.
too,
Yeah.
you know? And so
Right.
I ended up writing all the words on my one during the session. But then I did it last night on Facebook. I did a Facebook Live
Oh,
of just the
fun.
meditation and the creative part. So you can do
Yeah.
that with me if you wish.
Ooh.
Just find my Facebook page.
Put that in the chat, Put that in the show notes.
I will. I mean, I think they only keep lives up for 30 days. So if you can't find it because it's after 30 days from now, that's why. But I will put it there. And yeah, so that was super fun. Really, really cool. The ladies loved it. Loved taking their, an hour for themselves to.
Yeah, especially this time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time. Take the time.
Yes. All right. Should we do some oracle cards?
We shall.
We shall.
We shall.
What's your? Well, you're pulling. You pull first.
Me pull first.
Yes, because you pull first because
my God,
you're
my gosh.
Annie.
Okay, so I pulled from my Whispers of Aloha deck, my favorite, and everybody else's. Assemble your desires. Gather the skills and material for your purpose.
Right.
A fresh undertaking has been vying for your attention. You have vision and inspiration and have felt the tug to begin but are yet to start. That's interesting. I just got done fulfilling a vision. There's another one?
There's always another one.
There's another one. This quiet longing may be to write a book, journey to see a friend. Cool. Go see Stephanie and you can drive me around and I can mispronounce all the names of the towns.
Heck yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
Or pronounce them correctly.
No.
Worcester. It's not Worcester.
There's no H.
What? Okay. Or revamp a space in your home. Move from desire to destination by immersing yourself in your project. Lay out the details and take pride in the process of creation. Focus your knowledge and skill. Eliminate unnecessary information and distractions and stay on task. Naming your project can help bring it to life and clarify your aims. Research and determine your best course of action. Use visualization to engage your imagination and positively charge your beliefs and feelings about your project. Be diligent while working on this new venture. Establish checkpoints for yourself and hold yourself accountable. The energy is here and ready for you. About this card. A woman stands tall and centered. She looks inward to align herself with her vision as the sun's warmth recharges her motivation. The owl represents focus and learning. Oh.
I didn't notice that was an owl on her shoulder, so I was like, what?
That's an owl on her shoulder.
I see it now. It kind of blended in with her lei, so I was like, I don't know.
I know. That's a plumeria lei.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know how I feel about plumeria. Anyway, that's what I chose. How about you, Steph?
I chose patience from my archangels. Yes.
All right. That's beautiful. Wow.
She reminds me of Holly Hobby in a strange way.
I was going to say yes.
I think it's the pattern on her dress.
We share a brain, that's why.
Yes, exactly. So this Archangel Josephiel, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. It takes time for seedlings to push through the ground and mature into a flower-bearing fruit. Yet each moment of a plant's life cycle can bring joy to those who notice its beauty. In the same way, enjoy the process of realizing your dreams. Slow down and feel gratitude as each step brings your manifestation into tangible form. Notice the lessons and love that spring from every moment that you engage in acting upon your dreams. Working with Archangel Josephiel. Josephiel helps us experience more grace and peace in our lives through slowing down and noticing the beauty that already surrounds us. She asks us to savor and enjoy each moment rather than hinging our happiness on some future goals. Call upon Josephiel to anytime you feel rushed, stressed, unhappy. She'll increase your awareness and appreciation for life's everyday miracles. And I just think that is very appropriate. It goes really well with the whole faith thing and what I was just talking about for my drawing. It's kind of, lately I try to really embody that like, I know it does take time for these things, but at the same time, I also run with somebody who was really fast, and so it's just interesting. It's true that you just have to kind of be patient and enjoy the beauty, which is actually a conversation that Jen and I were having last night, is like enjoying the moments, the little moments, taking time to be appreciative of even like the weird growth that's happening right in your plants or in your life or whatever. So,
just noticing that, because it leads to the next thing and the next thing.
Exactly. And because like we were, and you know, some people just can't do that, and it's like, and at the same time they seem like they're the person that like really has their stuff together, and then you kind of realize like they have cracks in their system, and they're like worrying about everything, and you're like, why? Because
they're going too damn fast.
Exactly.
What did Ferris Bueller say? The world goes fast. You got to slow down and smell
the roses.
That wise Ferris Bueller. Anyway.
Wise senior.
All right. So now we get to choose. Not we get to choose, but Annie, our guest, gets to choose her oracle card. So Annie, I'm going to go ahead and just shuffle.
Okay.
And you tell me when to stop.
Okay. When?
Oh, top or bottom?
Bottom.
Ooh.
Oh. Change of course. Direct your progress and realize your dreams. Let's see what this one says. I know that's a powerful one. Okay. You may feel that your path is due to change course. Consider where you would like your journey to take you. Determine the steps you can take to direct your future and make your desires a possibility. In the past, you may have gone wherever life took you. Now you can use this energy to change a dream into an active pursuit. You might need to do some research or consult a mentor. Start mapping out a plan to help you gain perspective. Dedicate a notebook to this endeavor. Keeping a journal can help shift lofty ideas into tangible goals. As you add detail to your aspirations, it will help you fine-tune and focus your intentions. In writing down your goals, you create a contract with yourself. When you acknowledge the importance of your desires, you move your energy into realizing your potential. Actively changing direction is not always easy, but it will be worth it. The strength of the paddle is shown as ripples in the water. A paddler understands the importance of directing their journey. Make deliberate choices to create desired change. So Annie, we're both doing things, new things, we're changing directions. Here we go. Did that hit for you in any way?
It made me think of some trips and some conferences, things like that I've been putting off until it's more convenient for my family, but maybe there just is no convenient time and I just need to commit.
Now is the
plans.
Time. Now is now. Oh my gosh. Well, it is my pleasure to introduce to Smiling Souls podcast our guest today, Annie Johnson. And I am so excited to introduce her because she's from really close to where I live and where I grew up. And she is the owner of Take Care South Bend, takecaresouthbend.com. She founded Take Care South Bend in 2020 as a love letter to the region. She packs both curated and custom care packages featuring products from local shops and makers. I'm grabbing something here because this is an item from her shop. This isn't Annie's, but I got this there. It says, oh God, it's backwards on my screen. Lucky is a state of mind. I also am honored to have my journal as part of Annie's collection at the Portage Collective. We'll get to that. And so it is my pleasure, honor. I'm so excited to introduce Annie Johnson to the podcast. Welcome, Annie.
Well, thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Tell us more about your love letter to the region.
Well, let's see. My husband and I moved to South Bend with our 1-year-old in 2008, and it was actually moving back. So my husband and I met at Notre Dame as undergrads.
Oh, wow.
We moved to Washington State right after graduation because that's where his family's from, and I was really taken by the beauty of the area and worked at a small zoo and aquarium there for many years. But then once we had our first child, I just felt like that Midwest tug, like I just wanted to raise my kid in a place that had a bigger focus on community than the West Coast did at the time. Or it might have just been the community we were living in, but there wasn't much sense of that. Like no one would bring meals to each other. People didn't like help each other's kids out on the playground. And so I just wanted to come back to the place where I knew there were, like I could make a casserole for someone with a new baby, or like if a neighbor kid fell and skinned his knee, like, the neighbor would give them a Band-Aid and like help them back to their house. And so that's what I was longing for. And so we moved back here. And we did find all that, which is what I expected. But what I didn't expect was how much we grew to love South Bend. It was just so family friendly. There are so many free things to do for families and low cost things to do. Our parks and library system, I believe, is unmatched. Like I've never been to another place that has such an extensive network of parks and libraries that work together. So I just really fell in love with it. And part of loving a community is getting to know the small business owners. And so the more I was shopping local, just in my personal life, I was noticing how difficult it is for small business owners to compete with Amazon and Walmart and Target and Costco. And so it just became a passion of mine to start referring people to the small businesses I knew. And then one thing led to another, and I ended up opening the business, Take Care South Bend.
Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you said about the region and that energy, that vibe, that caring, because I grew up very close to, so I lived in New Carlisle. We always went to South Bend, right? Because we lived on the dividing line between, okay, you can go to LaPorte or you can go to South Bend. We always went to South Bend. And so the libraries, the vibe, I'll just give you an example. I don't make it out to South Bend nearly as much as I would like to these days. I'm usually in LaPorte. When I went to your shop a couple of times, right, and just driving in the area in South Bend, the sign, I heart South Bend, right? The East Race, that energy from the East Race. There was some other kind of sign, like really close to your shop, that was like a very positive message. Like it's such a unique area. We've got Notre Dame, we've got St. Mary's, we've got, we had Mayor Pete, and I just, hopefully he'll be President Pete. I'm manifesting that. Let's do it.
I'm with you.
Let's do it. President Pete. But he just, I think you and I connected over this too, Annie, the book that he wrote, of which the title I cannot remember, he encapsulated that feeling that you spoke of also in his book. So I love that you're back from Washington State and you've been here for a while. I love what you're doing with Take Care South Bend and with the Portage Collective. Can you talk a little bit about the Portage Collective?
Sure. I mean, it goes back to my business. So in 2020, I opened Take Care South Bend, and it was a home-based website business. People could order online, and then I would do deliveries, I'd ship, or I'd have them do a porch pickup. And then very quickly, it started to outgrow my house and my space. I was just like putting things in bins in my bedroom. Eventually they were like stacked to the ceiling. It was a danger zone. And then I have a dog that sheds, and I'd have to lint roll everything and make sure everything was sealed. It was just a nightmare. And eventually my husband's like, I think you should maybe find an office to rent. Okay. So I was looking for offices. I after I saw the price per square foot in the area, I, downgraded my wish list to just like a storage unit that had temperature control on it.
Okay.
And in my search for that, another friend mentioned to me that she was in the same boat, so we were keeping an eye out for each other's needs. She wanted to open a refillery station where you could like refill dish soap and laundry detergent, that kind of thing. Yep. So neither of us needed a lot of space, and I didn't even want to do like business to customer retail face to face at the time. I was just focused on getting my stuff out of the house. Right. And we had a little place, and it fell through, and we were heartbroken. And then she sent me the floor plan for where the Portage Collective is now, and I'm looking at it, and I said, like, you must be out of your mind, because that's way too big for us, and like it's way out of our budget. And she said, yes, but hear me out. What if we just found a few more people who are looking for what we're looking for? And so we didn't know what we were doing. We did find 3 more, so we opened with 5 partners, and it was a lot of luck. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of things, knowing what I know now, that we should have done way differently. But it's been such a great ride, and I've met so many fantastic people. Now I believe we're at like 12 partners, and it's always changing. Like, we have someone who's doing a December pop-up right now. We've had therapists. We have a vocal coach at the moment. We have a lot of retailers and food producers, and it's just this destination shop for foodies and art lovers and people who like a cozy, like, experiential shopping.
Mm-hmm. It soothes the soul. Let me say that, because you walk in and it's just beautiful, and that energy, that vibe. And so in the Portage Collective, there's a lot of different things. There's clothes, there's food, there's art. What am I missing?
Clothes, food, art. We have candles. We have handmade soaps.
Yeah.
We have fresh eggs. So we have a farmer who brings fresh eggs from her chickens, who are very spoiled, and she just started a flock of quails. So she even has teeny tiny quail eggs. They're the cutest things. Let's see. We have someone who's doing freeze-dried candy right now. We have so many baked goods. We have both Chips and Doodles, who does like real butter, vanilla, sugar, like Grandma used to do. And then we also have Sheer with Southland Challah Company, so she's specializing in Jewish baked goods. We have Mediterranean Michiana, and she does foods from Turkey and that region. It's so much fun. We have a Vintage Thrift is a newer partner we have too. So she curates from estate sales. So if you like that kind of secondhand shopping, but don't like getting your hands, reaching into a Goodwill bin and coming back all sticky, like it's a great beginner-friendly vintage shopping haven. And she does a little research on the things and tags them too, so you can learn a little bit about the story of the different things you're buying.
So Stephanie, when are you coming out?
At some point.
I need to come and see your shop again. I need to get my behind back to South.
Yeah, it's all decorated for the holidays right now.
Oh, gosh.
Sounds really cool.
That. I've got more questions, but Steph, I want to make sure.
You go.
Okay, me go.
Yeah.
Me go. Why am I doing that today? I don't know. I've had my coffee. Okay, so Annie, I'm curious about going back to Take Care South Bend. When you first started, and I guess now too, you're doing this intuitively, like you're putting together. Can you tell us a story about putting together a gift basket for someone?
Sure. Well, my favorite thing to do is custom work. And the way I encourage my clients to do that is to send me an email. From there, we can switch to text if you prefer. But I have them tell me about their budget, because first of all, like I want them to feel comfortable with how much they're spending, and they get to decide that. The custom work starts at $35 is the minimum. Yep. So we can do it affordably. And then I have them tell me a little bit about their recipient, why they want to send this gift, and then how they want that person to receive it, whether they need it hand delivered. I deliver to South Bend, Mishawaka, Granger, and that includes the college campuses in those areas. And then I can ship outside of those boundaries. And then we also do free pickups at the Portage Collective in case the customer would prefer to hand it to their recipient. So one of the things that I ended up loving the most that was unexpected for me was bereavement gifts. And starting in 2020, like there were a lot of those to be sent. Like there was just a lot of loss and grief. And it was harder for people to express it because there were travel restrictions. There were, room limits. There were places that you just couldn't go, and people had different health concerns and just couldn't put themselves out there. So I did a lot of no contact porch drop offs for bereavement gifts and things like that. And one time, well, I guess I should say, like when I'm doing something like that, I'm really thinking about, what is the intention behind it? It's not really about the products. We want them to get the best products, of course, but like nothing can take away like the pain of losing someone, obviously. So it's not about like finding the perfect item that's going to like make it all better, because it's not going to be better, but it's like infusing that sender's love into the gift so that that person doesn't feel so alone in this hard moment. So I wouldn't call myself religious by any means, but I do like kind of send my energy into it, and I like ask the past person, I'm like, okay, like what could I send your loved one? Like, guide me. Like if you can show me a sign of like what I should put in this, like I'm open to receiving that. And like, I never hear anything, but I'm just like, getting hunches. I'm like, oh, I think, actually maybe this sea salt candle isn't the right fit. I think I want to do a rosemary mint candle. I thought one time while I was making one.
Right.
And then I got feedback from that sender. So not even the recipient of that bereavement gift told the sender, I can't believe that you sent me that candle in particular in the care package, because that is what I think it was what my grandfather's house always smelled like. Oh, and like the sender gave me that feedback. I'm like, oh, that's so special. I'm like really glad that happens. And so yeah, I just keep on sending that out into the universe when I make these.
I love that.
I can see you doing this, infusing it with love, and then asking the loved one that has crossed over to the other side, right? Mm-hmm. Guide me with this. That's so unique, and it's so special for you to do that. Steph, I saw you react when Annie was talking about this. What do you got?
Oh, well, first I probably calling you later. Got somebody I need to send something to. And I just love that. I think that's really cool. And yeah, feeling those hunches and going with it, that's key. Makes it special.
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. And Annie, I don't want to say I'm thinking you probably have the gift of communicating with those that have crossed over. It sounds like you do. Just saying.
Maybe. I don't know.
I can we'll talk. Okay. Let's see. So I kind of want to talk about you sharing the Portage Collective. I know we're bouncing from, Take Care South Bend to the Portage Collective, but it's kind of all...
That's my life.
That's your life. So with the Portage Collective, I wonder if you can talk a little bit about how it's a really good resource for business owners.
Sure. So what we decided to do was to take the, just from our own experiences, take the obstacles to brick and mortar retail and break them down and just share them. So beginning with those first 5 of us, we like split up the rent, we split up the utilities, we figured out who had different needs, and it got ugly sometimes, but like we realized that people who are producing food as their business, they also have to pay for a commercial kitchen to be allowed to sell food in a shop. So like anyone that you see at the farmer's market, they can take it from their home kitchen and just sell it at the farmer's market. But if your brick and mortar is not considered a farmer's market, it has to be produced in a commercial kitchen. And that's like mainly for food safety, so that you know a health inspector has been there and that they're following guidelines and everything. So ultimately it's a good thing. But we decided, because the food folks had that extra expense, that we would not make them also pay our utility split. So it's just like a lot of negotiation, like who needs what, like what can each of us bring to the collective? What can we each put on the table? And so I have some TikTok experience, so I run the TikTok account. We have someone else who does beautiful graphic design, so like she's in charge of like our Facebook cover pictures and helping with the flyers. And then we have one partner who works full time, but she works with disabled adults. And so what she can do with them and have them involved in our project even is hang up paper flyers around town when we have events coming up. So like everyone has something that like, from filing our sales taxes to, you know, making social media posts that they can contribute. And that's pretty beautiful. We also have a lot of resources that make it a little bit easier to try things out. Like we keep a tripod at the shop. We have Wi-Fi, and then we'll help each other depending on who knows what about which social media and about websites. So we can point them to professionals they might need help with printing business cards, or we can teach them how to make their first TikTok, things like that. We have a printer in the shop upstairs that people can use. We have a postage scale. We have a Rolo shipping printer. So for folks starting their own web shop and wanting to do that, we've got that available. The Portage Collective is also located in an old house. And so we have a full basement so that partners are able to use that for their storage needs, for keeping back stock or extra packaging, things like that. So it's a great resource. And me, most of all, what I get from it as a more experienced business owner is inspiration, because that is inspiration and motivation are one of the hardest resources to come by, right? Like they feel finite. But when you're surrounded by other entrepreneurs, like if you're having a slump or your sales have been low, or, you know, you just had a bad day, maybe you had a difficult customer, you know, just being around other people who understand what you're going through and can be a listening ear, and people who, you know, are just, they're maybe having a good day and they can lift you back up, like, oh, you know, this happened for me, and here, let me give you a referral to this other person who I think will love your stuff. It's a great environment to be around. And we're all women and queer owned. I don't think that I mentioned that yet.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I agree. When you surround yourself with positive people, positive women, right? Women supporting women specifically. I mean, there can be men, but, you know, a rising tide lifts all boats, or lifts all ships, or whatever. So, and that's what I aspire to. That's what Stephanie aspires to, is just being around that, so that we can have that energy, so we can have a full cup to spread that light out into the world. Because, right. So you're doing the same thing, which is why you're a perfect fit for this podcast. So Annie, who you talked about, you know, inspiration and motivation when you're around other entrepreneurs and business owners, because sometimes it is hard to find. Yeah. Who's been your biggest inspiration?
Oh boy. That's a good question. Let me drink some water and delay my answer.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I have like a few different origin stories, the way I like to tell it. So I think my before I started the business, I talked a lot to other business owners and tried to figure out, like, is there even a need for this? Who would partner with me? Things like that. Right. So Kathy Burnett from Brainler Books has been a huge inspiration for me. I love the way that she's really stayed on her mission to cultivate compassion through diverse books. And then Allie on the Boulevard has been a staple in South Bend as well. Yeah. And like that. She was one of my origin stories because when Christmas season, actually, I challenged myself to shop local for all the adults in my family. Like I knew the kids had specific things on their wish lists, and we didn't have a toy store at the time. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can't shop local for the children, but like I have like these 10 adults on my Christmas list that I need to buy something for, and I can buy them. And I might have done it all at Allie's that year before I was more educated on all the things I could find. Sure. But we did it, and like everyone loved it. And I didn't end up spending more than I would have spent on Amazon or Walmart. So it was just more meaningful, thoughtfully chosen things that supported families instead of billionaires. So that's another one. And then I have a friend, Sarah, who is now a social worker. But she had kind of sparked my desire to start the business at the beginning, because she had said she was looking for a South Bend focused like gift basket business to have here. I mean, it's not a completely unique concept. Like they exist in Washington State. They exist in, I think Indianapolis has one. It's just like, I don't know, but it's been really fun to create it on my own terms and to focus on small businesses that I think are not just local, but also like aligned with things that I value and I know are producing really fantastic products.
Oh, love that. Yeah, there's so much goodness in the Portage Collective. There's so much goodness in Take Care South Bend because of your spirit and your energy and your heart. So,
well, thanks.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I love that idea of just trying to shop as locally as possible and support those small businesses, no matter where you are. It is something that I think people should try to achieve to do, because then it's, supporting the little guys who need it, who need that support, Yeah, we're kind of lucky. We live in a city that has a lot of that. I have a friend who she lived in Connecticut for a long time, and she where she lived in Connecticut was all like the big stores. Every restaurant was a chain, and she'd come up here and be like, I love that we can go to a mom and pop's restaurant and all the things. And it was just really funny. Like I guess I never really thought about it because everything's so local here that I just was like, oh, this is what you do. And then I'm like, oh, other places do not have that.
Privilege if you're surrounded by that. That's amazing. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Annie even said, she shopped locally, right? The one year, and it didn't cost her any more than, going to, so why not? Why not support and get those products, those things that, they have such good energy in them, right? Yep. They're not big box. They're very personally made, and send that out. Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah.
Let's see. Finally, Annie, you've got an event coming up soon, like February something.
Yes, February 21st. It's a project that's kind of near and dear to my heart. So I'm Korean, and I was adopted by a white family and had a good experience growing up, but just didn't feel very connected to my heritage. And then when I had opportunities throughout my life to, my parents offered me to go to Korean camp when I was little, and I just didn't want to that day. I don't know. And then in college, I think the Asian American group from Notre Dame reached out and said, "Hey, do you want to be on our mailing list?" I'm like, I don't feel comfortable. I don't know anything. I don't know any language. So I felt like I didn't deserve it at that time. Yeah. So I don't know, becoming, once you turn 40, you just stop caring so much about what others think. Just some of those preconceived notions that you formed as a child. And I realized that it doesn't matter what experiences I've had. I deserve to connect to my heritage. So I was lucky enough to meet Robin from A Bite With Me, and she makes amazing Korean Mexican fusion food with her husband Jairo. yeah, if you ever see their red and gold food truck, you have to stop. They make the most delicious things.
Okay.
But she lives right by the Portage Collective, and she was one of our first food vendors. We put her prepackaged things like Korean noodles in the fridge for people to buy. And that was important for us because we are a food desert over on the near northwest side.
Yeah, really.
So like as I developed a relationship with her, we found out that, we were both Korean. We were both adopted by white people in the Midwest. We both didn't know that much. She had taught herself and Hiro had taught her, which is kind of funny, Korean cooking. So I asked if I could like hang out in her kitchen sometime and like volunteer, help for free, but I just wanted to learn, how to make this food. And one day in that kitchen, I said, what if we did dumplings, like not knowing how much work they are for Lunar New Year at the shop. And she's like, oh, but she did. We did that together. And like now it's like become much more modified. And I think she bought a dumpling maker, a little press or something to make it easier. And I'm not going to promise that she's going to make dumplings this year, but it's a cool way to celebrate our heritage in a way that's like also inclusive and inviting of people of all nationalities and ethnicities to come and partake, to learn a little something, and to just have a lot of fun. We've had the Lou Institute from Notre Dame start sponsoring the event too, and it's grown a little bit every year. This year, not only will the Portage Collective be hosting, but Brainlair and Botany, our neighbor shops, will be hosting the festivities as well. And it's going to be the Year of the Horse. So February 21st, 10 to 5.
That's awesome.
Oh, beautiful. How can someone find out more about this?
We'll post about it on our social media. So we are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. I have kind of a defunct YouTube channel, but who knows? Maybe I'll get back into that.
You're everywhere, and we will put the links and all the things for social media and in the show notes so people can easily find you.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That sounds so fun. I love that. I love the connection to heritage through food. Like my husband the other day proposed that we put up a world map and then we just kind of throw darts and like cook food based on where it lands.
Fun.
And I was like, that could be interesting.
One of the good things about
right? What happens if it lands in the ocean? And I was like, I guess we get fish that
day. You should do that. You should do that.
I think,
and make it like a challenge or Facebook thing or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be
so much fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that. Oh, let's see. Anything else, Steph?
I don't know. Thank you so much for sharing about what it is you do and how you kind of help your community as well as other business owners. I think that's really cool, and hopefully
very amazing.
Inspire some others.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. Come visit sometime.
I will.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Annie.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. See you next time.